Talking season is over. Football practice starts tomorrow. What do we want to see?
In the world full of podcasts, he's the undisputed heavyweight champion of hot takes, an Auburn sports homer, master of the book, and message board legend. Get your buttons buttoned and your hats flattened because the Top Button Podcast is about to kick off. And you don't want to miss your courtside seat. Now, here's your host, Charlie 5.
Yes, sir. We're back. It's another episode of the Top Button Podcast. I'm your host, Kyle Rush, a.k.a. Charlie 5, and we're ready to get after it. It's a bonus episode. Got my man Ben Taylor from the Auburn Sports Network ready to talk about practice. We're going to talk about practice.
Really?
Talking season is officially over. I guess today they're going to have team meetings. Practice starts tomorrow, and we'll actually get to talk about real tackle football. And then Ben and I love golf. We love Happy Gilmore. We got to discuss Happy Gilmore too at the end. But before we do that, let's give a quick shout out to Rowback.com. Use coupon code BARN20 to take 20% off your order. Ben's a big Rowback guy. He loves to stand out in a crowd, and you can definitely do that with all the selections at Rowback.com. Save big. Use coupon code BARN20 to take 20% off every single order from now until they take the code away from us. So make sure you fill up that cart and save big. It's Rowback.com. Take it away.
If there is a solid color on there, I will not. It's safe. I will not buy it.
The solids never go out of stock.
Kyle can tell you, I'm always going to have some sort of print or some sort of design on every shirt that I got.
No, without a doubt.
If you see me in a solid shirt, I must be going to some Auburn event, and it's a navy blue shirt. That's
those quarter zips. Those quarter zips that you had a while back, you may still have them. That are just so obnoxiously loud. Were those Rowback?
One of them was, yes, like the Aztec color. Yeah, they still got it on there.
Oh, my God. They still got it on the site.
Yeah, it's still on the site. I love that thing. I get compliment on that every single time.
Well, it's because they can't miss you, man.
They have
to
go save 20% and stand out in the crowd. It makes it well worth it. I can promise you. So also today, as anti-top button as I possibly can be.
Yeah,
how about
no
that?
Buttons. Or one button. You're one button.
One button. So listen, practice is now here. They've been practicing, but they've no helmets, no pads, no nothing.
No coaches.
No coaches. So they say.
No coaches.
No coaches. No coaches that are watching from the windows that are overlooking the practice. None of that stuff.
Yeah.
But now
nothing's being recorded at all.
Nothing's being recorded. Nothing's being talked about in a film room whatsoever after they get done with not practicing. So Kyle, going into this, I guess I'm more excited now than I probably was going into last year, just because nothing against Peyton. I never was a Peyton Thorne fan. I kind of expected more out of the first year than I got out of it, so I didn't really expect much last year. I also expected more out of Jarquez. So this year, I'm kind of not knowing what I'm going to get, because if Jackson Arnold shows up and is just a rock star like he has been and like he's been talked about, if their personalities show through like they did in that SEC special thing that they did on spring training, if the receivers do what they're supposed to do and the defense lives up to the hype that we've been hyping it about with the defensive backs as well as the ends and possibly linebackers, I'm getting pretty darn excited about going into the season and going into Waco and taking on the Baylor Bears.
Yeah, man, it's hard to when you just go top to bottom and you don't have to look any further than Auburn's blue chip ratio. If you're going top to bottom, I mean, this is on paper one of the more talented rosters that Auburn's ever had, like in the modern recruiting era. Like, I know there's been some really, obviously, some of those 80s teams, they didn't have Rivals and 247 back then. Right. I'm sure those were littered with 5 stars. But as far as I guess those started like back in 2003, the early 2000s. Right. I mean, it's one of the more talented rosters Auburn's ever had. So it's hard not to be excited. It's hard not to sort of get hype. I think the biggest thing that you have to figure out I'm talking about from when the first whistle blows, for practice to begin, is you got to start establishing an identity on offense. And if that's what it is, that's what you ride with. No back and forth, no condensing of playbooks and trying to Swiss Army knife yourself into some sort of production. I mean, I'm talking about establish an identity and roll with it. And then if things don't work, you don't really change necessarily your identity, but you figure out the pieces you have to put in place to make that sort of, I guess, blossom, because you can't waste this wide receiver room. You can't do
it. One thing that I would like to see Hugh do this year that he kind of caught some flack last year for not doing was, yes, establish the identity. Yes, stay with the identity. But you know what? Be willing to stray from the script. Because I know that he's got his script. I want to put it in the air this many times. I want to put it on the ground this many times. But we saw last year, Kyle, somebody like a Jarquez Hunter that got hot on the ground and went away from it and tried to do something different instead of staying with it. And, you know, if your guys are beating Baylor's guys on the outside because they can't keep up with Singleton, they can't keep up with Coleman, then I want it to be a team game. I don't want the running backs to get their feelings hurt because they don't get any touches, because then all of a sudden, if that's just wide open every time, you got to go that route. You got to keep going to it. Like, be willing to stray from the script. And I'm hoping we will see that this year. And then the same thing with, if it's not going because they've keyed on those guys and Damari's having a big game, feel free to keep giving him the ball.
Yeah, the problem is, I think it's hard. I just don't. I've said this before, and sometimes it has a negative connotation, okay? And I don't think it has to be, is that he's a system guy, okay? This is it's a particular system. I don't think there is a lot of variability to stray away, especially if it goes from pass to run. I think he's got to be in the zone. It's got to be clicking. You got to have the personnel to be able to run it the way he wants to run it, and I just think he has that personnel now. So I think you go pedal to the metal and just whatever happens, happens. That's, to me, that's whenever he was at his best, whenever he could play call. He was confident. It was running and gunning, a lot of tempo. I don't see there being a version of the offense that doesn't eventually become predictable to where you can just start pounding the rock, and, I know it worked against Kentucky, but then you turn around and try to do it against Vanderbilt and you couldn't get a yard. So
that's why I say the ability to stray from it when needed.
Yeah.
I will say this. The one thing that I haven't seen the last couple of years, you just mentioned the word just a minute ago, I would like to see the tempo picked up a little bit.
Yeah. And I think a lot of that has to do with what I just talked about. When Auburn tried to focus in on running the ball, you're having a substitute, you're having formation, bring in extra tight ends, do all this stuff because it's just not natural. And I know there, again, people can say that that's a negative, and maybe if what you're looking for, I just want points on the board. I don't care how you do it. I want points on the board. I want yards. I want scores. And if that is, hey, I got this one way we run this thing, and this is how we do it, and I'm going to recruit to it. I mean, that used to be how you looked at it. Hey, I got to get my guys in so I can run the thing the way I want it to run. I don't want to run this half, version of what I want to do. I want to run it the way I want to run it. I want that identity to be getting the ball in the air, getting it on the edge, and making plays.
I want that, but I also want that. When I said tempo, the reason I said
tempo's coming. Tempo's coming.
Because the thing is, there are a lot of people that would say, well, last year they did go no huddle. I'm like, yeah, but when you're letting the play clock get all the way down under 10, that's not tempo. That's just you not huddling up. That's got nothing to do with tempo. I think Hugh, back in his day, like you were talking about, as a coordinator, even as a head coach at Ole Miss, sometimes, you see Lane doing it right now where they're catching people off guard. I mean, that's the way Lane's running his offense at Ole Miss. I mean, it's tempo, and he catches flack for it because he also doesn't punt. But it's because while they're getting ready on a fourth down play, thinking he's going to punt, he keeps the offense out there, and they run before the defense is set, so they're able to get it. So I'd like to see more of that. Not necessarily get unruly with it, like Lane, I think, sometimes does, where it gets he does it when he probably shouldn't have. Like, there's no point going for it on 4th and 12 unless you just see something that's just going to be wide open that's there. Then you may do it. But I would like to see that fast, especially with what the horses that we got in the barn right now.
I think it's coming.
It seems like you could turn all those young guys loose and they'd be all over the field, and it'd just be not necessarily even to start a game, like jump up fast on somebody, but the fact that the defensive backs and the linebackers will just get sick of covering them before the game's over with.
Oh, you got to be gassed. You're going to be
Yeah.
gassed for sure. But yeah, I think that's coming. Again, the reason you don't have tempo and the reason you don't do this and you don't do that is because you're having to formation into certain plays. You're having to bring in different personnel packages to do things. And if you have the group of guys out there that you want out there the vast majority of the time, and they can run everything that you want to run the way you want to run it, then you can go fast. You don't have to, again, look to the sideline, slow things down. You can just go. And I think that's definitely coming. I expect you to see I expect we see a bunch of that against Baylor. We got to talk about Happy Gilmore too. Okay. I've been waiting to discuss this with you. We're going to talk about that here. We'll be back right after this. Ben's not happy with some of the feedback he's seeing.
I'm borderline ticked off.
Happy Gilmore. I personally have seen a ton of positivity. Like I've seen on message board, I've seen everywhere. Everybody I talk to, I haven't talked to a friend of mine personally.
Oh, I haven't either.
That has said it's bad. Like said they didn't enjoy it.
No, I even put a tweet out yesterday where I said, apparently there are a lot of people that went into this movie that had never seen an Adam Sandler movie because I got everything that I expected and then some. Yeah. I had no idea that the cameos, I knew there were going to be some. I knew that there were going to be even a lot. I didn't know there were going to be that many.
Yeah, Jack Nicklaus.
Who had a line.
Yeah, several.
Like, he wasn't just there. He wasn't just taking up space.
Oh man, it was.
But it just
Sir Nick Faldo. Like he had guys that you would think that, especially like that they carry themselves with a little bit of higher esteem. You know what I mean? Guys that you just would not have expected want anything to do with this. So many cameos.
Xander Schauffele.
That's what she said.
Comment that he kept doing in the wrong spot, but
Ricky was like, Ricky Fowler goes, I just don't think that goes there. I don't think that works right here. I laughed.
But the fact that he was so proud of himself after he would say it, he would look at all the buddies around the table, kind of like friends of ours would do.
Yeah.
That's what made it more likable.
Yeah.
And the scene in the clubhouse was just phenomenal. Even Travis Kelce being in there, I thought he played a great role.
That was random. That was really random. But it was funny.
And the fact that all these guys I think they would have done it for free. I'm sure they got something because they're in the Actors Guild and they'll get residuals and all that. But
do you get that from Netflix? I mean, it's Netflix.
Oh yeah, they still pay them. They still pay them something.
Do they? I mean, is it per download or like? I wonder how that works.
I don't know how that.
I've always been curious how that whole Netflix thing. I feel like they come up with a budget. They obviously pay to produce it, and then it pays for itself off of like they're just trying to keep putting out content, so they keep getting the memberships, the monthly renewals, like all those residuals, and that's kind of how they justify it. But no, it was great. The thing about it, this is what I wanted from Happy Gilmore. Okay, I didn't need a crazy new story. I didn't need new characters. I didn't need like this revolutionary idea. I wanted funny callbacks, and they did that in droves. Callbacks to the old movie. They actually had old scenes that they would play. Like
I thought that was great
throughout the movie, which was
Lori loved that because she never saw Happy Gilmore the first one. So she thought you can literally watch two without seeing the first one and catch up.
I would recommend that not be the case, but you could. In theory, you could. Especially I feel like Shooter's character was underutilized. That was if I had one gripe. Now, when he was in there, it was gold. When he was in there, it was fantastic. Whenever he's reading, he's in solitary confinement, spoilers, and he's reading The Shining, which is about a guy being in feeling like he's in solitary confinement, and he's laughing and saying, this guy's losing it. That just owned me. I could have done with a little bit more Shooter. What was your favorite cameo?
Scotty Scheffler.
Oh, Scotty Scheffler.
I mean, by far. Because he's such a dork and he's such a goober.
Yeah.
That the fact that they gave him as many lines as he had,
Yeah.
I'm not giving anything away. They poked, because this has already been released and shown on clips, poked fun of him getting arrested.
Yeah.
The fact that he stays in the jail cell after the credits roll and they
Yeah.
show that, I mean,
Then he goes,
I
Mr.
didn't know
Scheffler,
he
you've
had
been
it
here
in
3
him.
days. Mr. Scheffler, you've been here 3 days. When are you going to use that phone call? What are we having for dinner tonight? Chicken tenders? Well, I'll stay another night. And did you catch this? I think they were calling back whenever he's asking Happy about the shirt thing, pulling the shirt over.
Yeah.
I think they're calling back to the Tiger Woods thing where he's like, so tell me about why you don't take divots. Like it's very similar setups where he's like, so tell me about this whole pulling the shirt over. And then the not again. I mean, that's maybe the best line of the best part of the whole movie when he gets arrested. Oh, not again.
And the fact that he's okay with that, like he's okay with making fun of it, and he's okay with it being in a movie. And
how mad do you think that officer in Louisville is that's working?
I advise him not to watch this
parking
movie.
detail right now.
I advise him not to watch this movie.
Yeah.
So, it was, to me, it was phenomenal because it is everything, like you said, that I wanted. I wanted it to be stupid. I even wanted, because you hear the complaints. Well, the golf got silly. Did you guys not watch the first one? I mean, why
he
would
got hit by a car while he's playing golf. And then he had to he goes to a putt-putt course, and then he has to do this shot off of like a TV tower and scaffolding. I mean, he's
putting with a hockey stick. I mean, come on, y'all. What did you really want? Like real guys? Like even 10 Cup wasn't real. Like what are we doing? Like if you don't like it because it's not real. Also, the cameos in Happy Gilmore 2, the actors of the PGA Tour players and live players, way better than 10 Cup.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was. I mean, again, all of his Netflix movies have been pretty silly, but this one has to be by far the best one. It was good. I enjoyed it. I'll watch it again. I'll watch it a bunch of times.
I'll watch it again.
I'm sure there's stuff that we missed, like on the first go around, because we were laughing. I can think
there's
of
no doubt.
Like little lines, like obviously Leaf Trevino was big in the first one, and then he's obviously in the second one, and they're at the champions dinner. and Happy says something like, he's telling them a story, and Lee says, Happy, you're like a son to me. How much do you need? And he said, this ballet school is $300,000. And he goes, whoo, hit him straight tomorrow. In other words, I can't help you out there. That's a little bit too much. That's a little bit too much.
That and John Daly's character.
God, just pounding the hand sanitizer.
I mean, and the fact that he was in it from literally start to finish. Like, it wasn't one of those things where it was just a cameo. He had like a major role in this thing.
He was like living in the garage, which is so
Yes. It was absolutely phenomenal.
Oh, man.
If you guys get a chance to watch it, if you're going into it thinking Oscar-worthy movie, this one ain't for you. Let me just tell you.
It's not.
If you're going into it and you're like, I want to see a stupid
I love
movie
the first one. Yeah. I love the first one. I just want to be entertained and giggle and laugh. It'll get you.
That's it. And it is, as Kyle mentioned, golf is close to me and him. We both love it. And we, as golfers, I took from it, not anything about the golf, was the tour players that we love to follow and that we like being a part of it. Him keeping the same characters. Rob Schneider makes an appearance in it, even though it's only for like 5 seconds.
Steve Buscemi has a really funny character.
Yeah, I mean, it's all your old characters that you saw him in the 90s movies and the early 2000s movies. He brings them back.
The dude with the wandering eyes in it.
The wandering eye that was the coach in The Water Boy that nobody could understand. Like, he was
Farmer Friend.
He's in there. So, I mean, there's so many, like you said, bringing it back from the past. Oh, and Julie Bowen, who was hot in the first one, even hotter to me. And maybe it's because I'm older. Maybe it's because I've got gray in my beard now, but she's still good looking and she's in the movie. And so I will say that if you get an opportunity, yes, watch Happy Gilmore.
Virginia Venett.
Yes.
Still smoke after all these years. So,
yes,
guys, really appreciate it. Let us know what you think about how excited are you about practice? What do you want to see? What do you want to hear? And then,
before we quit, you want to know what I definitely want to see? No
What's that?
injuries, Kyle.
Yes.
No injuries.
Please, Lord, no injuries. We've already had enough controversy. Now let's just avoid injuries, and we should be
we're
should
not
be
going
good to
down
go.
that road.
Appreciate it. Check us out again soon. It's another episode of the Top Button Podcast. Stay buttoned.
Thanks for listening, and drive home safely.